They did take my vocals and have me record it, and they Milli Vanilli'd me.
Any conversation about vocal deception in pop music begins in the late 1980s, with a scandal so explosive, it permanently changed the industry.
Nominated for Grammys who have become huge international stars with record sales in the millions. Well, girl, you know it's true. It can only mean Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. On the surface, they were the perfect pop act. Rob Pilatus and Fab Morvan, stylish, charismatic, and marketable, fronting massive international hits. Behind the scenes, however, the entire project was engineered by German producer Frank Farian, whose idea was simple: pair two good-looking performers with catchy songs and sell the image. The one truth hidden beneath the facade? Rob and Fab didn't sing a single note on the records. Not one. The actual voices were performed by uncredited session singers.
I want you badly to love.
Everyone involved initially agreed to the arrangement. The singers were paid, Rob and Fab got the fame, and in an era before YouTube, social media and instant replay, the deception worked. Until it didn't. In 1989, during a live MTV performance, the backing track malfunctioned. The record skipped, the same line repeated over and over. Humiliated, the pair quickly exited the stage. It was the moment the illusion cracked. Rumours followed, questions were asked, and the pair's accented English only intensified suspicion. Finally, in November 1991, after much speculation, the truth came out.
For time and cost reason, you can't go back and record that song with your own voice. So what you will do, you will front these songs.
Frank Farian publicly admitted that Rob and Fab had not sung a single word on the songs.
One click in my mind, and the crazy idea was born. Yeah.
The fallout was swift and brutal.
Many did not realize the extent of the deception.
You sell 6 or 7 million copies of a record and it turns out that you had nothing to do with it. It's a joke.
Their Grammy was revoked, the album was pulled, lawsuits followed, the duo were publicly shamed, blacklisted and ultimately destroyed by the scandal, with both turning to alcohol and drugs. In 1998, Rob Pilatus died of a drug overdose. He was just 32 years old. In the aftermath, Milli Vanilli became shorthand for fraud. And for a moment, it seemed like the industry had learnt its lesson. But the practice didn't disappear. It evolved. To understand what comes next, we need to be precise about language, because not all vocal deception is treated equally. First, there's lip syncing. Traditional lip syncing, sometimes called miming, is when an artist performs live while moving their lips to a pre-recorded vocal. Historically, this was often the exact studio recording, but over time, it evolved into something more sophisticated. New pre-recorded vocals specifically engineered to sound live. Different inflections, simulated breath, even intentional imperfections, recorded solely for use in a performance. This technique is actually far more common than you may believe, even among the most esteemed singers. Mariah Carey, Beyoncé, Shakira, all have used pre-recorded vocal tracks during high-stake performances, from the Super Bowl to award shows. Not because they can't sing, but because choreography, broadcast acoustics, and the risk of a single slip going viral makes live singing a gamble. Others like Janet Jackson and Brandy have even done it for entire tours. Controversial, yes, but largely overlooked. It's not without its risks. One missed word, one technical glitch, and the illusion collapses.
I just need to breathe. Giving is good as long as you get. You be all night. Sing it, y'all.
Ashley Simpson's infamous SNL slip in 2004 is the perfect example of how quickly a lip-syncing mishap can become a career-defining disaster.
On a Monday, I am waiting. Tuesday, I am failing.
Sometimes a backing track fails and the artist is forced to sing live, making for compelling viewing. These are the moments that reveal true skill. A raw talent never misses a beat. En Vogue's performance of Don't Let Go on SNL is a great example of this, as is Destiny Child's independent woman performance at the BFF concert. Then, there are ghost vocals. These are the background or demo vocals recorded by session singers or songwriters and blended into a track to support the lead. Harmonies, chorus layers, sometimes even ad-libs. This is standard industry practice, especially in pop and R&B. As long as the singer consents and is credited appropriately, it's legal and fairly ethical. On occasion, you'll hear someone else singing the entire chorus of a song. Usually it's fine, especially when the credited artist has long proven they can sing. The problem begins when the background voice starts being used to seemingly cover up vocal shortcomings. Now, there's one singer notorious for this across countless tracks, where background singers' voices dominate pivotal moments of her songs, either burying her in the mix or pushing her out entirely. With Jennifer Lopez, it's often her choruses, the most repeated, recognisable parts, that are sung almost entirely by another artist, often established singers with distinct voices. Add the perception that she is a weak vocalist, vague credits, and the frequency with which it occurs in her discography, and the scrutiny intensifies. Even here, though, a boundary isn't completely crossed. Many of the additional singers on her tracks also helped write them.
I wrote Ain't It Funny.
Okay.
And they kept my hook. And, you know, they kept some of the backgrounds and ad-libs and stuff like that. I was really excited because it was J-Lo, you know what I mean?
I'm so happy, and I don't need a feature credit. I'm on the credits as you know, for whatever nature, as a writer and for singing backgrounds. There is credit for that, and to me, I'm just so happy that she did it because she's an icon. She's amazing.
The bottom line? She's never been credibly accused of fully replacing herself on a lead vocal, or worse, not appearing on her songs at all. After Milli Vanilli, fully outsourcing a lead vocal seemed unthinkable. Or so we thought. Because it did happen. This time, involving one of the most famous voices in music history.
It's Britney, bitch.
To understand why the next chapter matters, we need to be clear about one thing. Britney Spears has a distinctive voice. It's breathy, nasal, rhythmic, percussive, and unmistakably hers. On albums like 2001's Britney and 2003's In the Zone, she demonstrates clear artistic intent. Vocal stacking, self-harmonies, whispered doubles, lower register takes woven deliberately into the mix. Not a powerhouse vocalist, but musically savvy. Producers frequently praise her professionalism, and early performances prove she can sing live. Even on 2007's Blackout, recorded in the lead-up to intense personal turmoil, Spears remains central to the sound. Some of the album writers double as background vocalists. Carrie Hilson, Robin, Cara Dioguardi, but they enhance her presence rather than obscure it. Blackout is still undeniably a Britney Spears album. But then, things start to change. In 2008, Spears is placed under a conservatorship, a legal arrangement that fundamentally alters her autonomy. Almost immediately, she is tasked with making a new album, Circus. This is where a new voice enters the picture.
Ever since Britney Spears first came out, which was when I was about 9 or 10, I was obsessed with her.
Maya Marie, a session singer and songwriter, is skilled, versatile, and crucially capable of sounding like Spears.
They did like my voice.
It sounded just like her.
Her role initially appears typical, background vocals. But on the project's second single, Circus, something extraordinary happens. The entire pre-chorus, a central structural moment of the song, is sung not by Spears, but by Marie, with additional harmonies by co-writer Claude Kelly. This isn't layering, this isn't enhancement. It's a lead passage in the song performed entirely by other voices, mixed seamlessly into the track. And yet Marie is credited merely as a background vocalist. At the time, almost no one notices. But the line has begun to blur. On Spears' 2011 Femme Fatale album, Marie's presence expands. She appears across 7 tracks.
Songs total for Britney Spears, 1 on Circus and 7 on Femme Fatale, her most recent album.
Fans speculate that her vocals are blended with Spears' on key songs like Hold It Against Me and Inside Out. But Marie isn't the only extra voice in play. On the Darkchild produced He About to Lose Me, co-writer Ina Rawson clearly carries the top line of the chorus, while Spears' vocal, an octave lower, is buried deep in the mix. Still, the consensus holds. Spears is singing the album leads. The vocals may be processed, robotic, heavily layered, but they're hers, for the most part. Then comes 2013, and everything changes.
So this is the launch, the release day of your CD, and it is called Britney Jean.
Britney Jean, Spears' 8th studio album, is marketed as her most personal to date. It would ultimately become one of the most controversial releases of her career.
Is this the hardest that you've ever worked on an album?
Pretty close, yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Official credits list Marie for background vocals on 5 tracks. But almost immediately upon release, people noticed something astounding. Spears, one of the biggest pop stars of all time, is blatantly not singing on large parts of her own album. Fans go into forensic mode, and as vocal stems leak, the startling truth about Britney Jean becomes clear. On at least 4 tracks, Spears is all but absent. Most shockingly on lead single Work Bitch, where Marie carries every note, every lead, with Spears' voice barely detectable. Interestingly, in live performance of the song, including at 2016's Billboard Music Awards, Spears lip syncs to a different version that does use her own vocals, raising even more questions.
You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch. You want a hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch.
On the David Guetta produced Body Ache, it's believed Spears doesn't sing at all. The second chorus a particular giveaway. Even her parts on the duet with her sister are almost entirely sung by Marie, as is the track Till It's Gone.
I had the time of my life. what you got till it's
A further 3 tracks are more blended, but the pattern is clear. Marie often handles the chorus, big notes, or key sections exclusively. All the while, Spears appears in pieces. On Hold On Tight, they appear to share nearly every line 50-50.
I just became obsessed with her music, her personality, her look. I just thought she was so cool and I envied her. I just wanted to be her.
Granted, a few tracks are mostly Spears, but even there, Marie's vocals are strategically placed. Ad-libs, middle eights, or backing lines, often engineered to sound like Spears and maintain the illusion. The ad-libs on the final chorus of Tick Tick Boom are especially unconvincing. Incredibly, only 2 tracks appear free of Marie, including the Sia Penn second single Perfume. Vocal stems from the song Passenger confirm it. Tracks explicitly labelled Maya Marie were used as final leads. While Spears' own usable vocals were sometimes discarded completely. The revelation is impossible to ignore. On a 13-track album, Marie is either front and centre or intimately intertwined on most of it.
I love Britney, but I don't want to be known as her background singer. I'll do anything to be famous.
So why did it happen? We can only speculate. Perhaps Spears' availability was limited due to her fast approaching Las Vegas residency. Perhaps the conservatorship tightly controlled her time. Label pressure might have demanded speed and polish. Budgets could have been tight. Some of her own vocal takes were reportedly deemed unusable, a claim reinforced by the leaked vocal audio of the opening track, Alien. Maybe Spears simply didn't want to record. Marie, for her part, denies singing any leads in place of Spears. But the online discourse, the stems, the sonic inconsistencies, they tell a different story. Even her father adds fuel to the fire, telling Star magazine, "My daughter sings for Britney Spears. Maya can sound just like her. Maybe Britney doesn't know whose vocal is on her album. Maybe she just comes in, lays down the track, leaves, and doesn't care." The irony is staggering. An album framed as intimate and confessional becomes the one where Spears' voice is least present. Unsurprisingly, it becomes her lowest debuting and worst review album to date. Fans place blame on her management and the project's executive producers will.i.am and Anthony Preston. So why are there no legal consequences? The answer lies in consent. A year earlier, Spears teams up with will.i.am to release Scream and Shout, which became a global smash. But the song didn't start with Spears. British singer Talisa co-wrote an early version and recorded a full vocal demo. Court filings later revealed parts of her vocals didn't vanish when Spears recut the track. They remained. Layered, processed, buried, but still audible.
When you hear this in the club, you're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up.
When you hear this in the club, you're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up.
Talisa alleges her performance was used without permission or payment, so she sues.
I was just casually sitting at home and there it was on the telly. You know, and
That's how
Britney,
you found out?
Yeah, Britney's just singing and I'm like, is that my voice on the record that she's singing over? You know, when you hear this in the club, All Eyes on Us, All Eyes on Us, you can hear it. My vocals are on the record, so she's singing on top of me. That's why she's got the British accent.
The case makes its way through the UK High Court, where the focus isn't celebrity, image, or performance, but ownership. Who recorded what was used, and who had the legal right to profit from it. Ultimately, the court rules in Talisa's favour and she is awarded 10% of the song's publishing royalties. She also receives a formal writing credit. It's reported that the royalty payments for Scream and Shout were paused during the dispute, a clear signal of how seriously these cases are treated behind closed doors. This wasn't scandal for scandal's sake. It was contract law. and it lays out the rule of ghost vocals: consent, credit, compensation. Failure to do this can carry real legal and financial consequences.
So yeah, it started the long process of another legal case, which, you know, amazingly, thankfully, turned out in my favour.
Sing that part, so they'll know. If you can hit that note.
History is full of warnings. Martha Wash, the powerhouse behind C&C Music Factory, famous for the song Everybody Dance Now, was once uncredited while models mimed her vocals on TV.
You were fighting for your voice and fighting to be heard, and not only heard, but respected. Did you feel like you were fighting alone?
I did. I did feel like I was fighting alone. It's been going on for decades. As quiet as it's kept, it's still going on now.
She sued and won. A clear message: hide a singer's contribution and the law will catch up. And just when you thought Britney was the biggest artist this could ever involve, think again. His posthumous 2010 album Michael included 3 tracks: Breaking News, Keep Your Head Up and Monster, later removed amid doubts over authenticity. The so-called Casio tracks, recorded by the Casio family in 2007, sparked lawsuits, leaked statements, and public controversy.
On some of the tracks, some of it is Michael, but on 3 tracks, a lot of it is somebody else singing, not Michael.
Do you think that those were actually Michael's vocals or not?
If I tell you today,
right now,
I can tell you right now that no.
Fans, family, including Jackson's own mother, and producers close to him, including frequent collaborator Teddy Riley, cast doubt on whether the vocals were really his. Years of legal battles and streaming removals underscore one fact: even pop royalty, or his estate in this case, isn't above the rules. Britney Jean, by contrast, plays seemingly by the rules. Marie assumedly knew her vocals could be used as leads. Contracts assigned the rights to the recordings, defined how vocals could be used, and NDAs helped keep things hidden. We can assume she was paid and, in effect, signed away her ownership rights. Legally and ethically, the boxes appeared to be checked. It is clear, however, that Spears' team was aware of the discourse, and as such, set about correcting course. In 2016, Spears released her 9th album, Glory, and for the first time in years, her voice was unmistakably at the forefront. No shadow leads, no dominant ghosting, widely praised and personally meaningful to Britney.
Let me ask you about the new album, because the new album, you are more involved in this musically, I understand, than previous work. So you've taken control. You're more in control of your music than before?
Yes.
Why did it take you so long? Why did you wait till now to do it?
I felt like a lot of the things were planned for me to do, and you know, being told what to do, and I was just like, for this one, I want to make it my baby, and I want to do it myself, and I was very strategic about the way I did it, and yeah, that's why it means so much to me.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm hoping it will really connect with people, and I suspect it will connect with people more when they know it's coming so much from you, so much from where you are and who you are right now.
Yes, sir.
It stands as a creative return to form. It's the only conservatorship-era album entirely free of Maya Marie's involvement. A quiet reclamation. Modern pop has always blurred the line between performance and production. Auto-tune, melodyne, layered vocals, hidden session singers, subtle ghosting, all part of the studio craft. Even live performers now rely on real-time pitch correction to hit every note perfectly. The line between raw authenticity and digital enhancement has been vanishing for years. But now, one thing threatens to change the game completely: AI.
major concern in the music industry as vocals from artists like Rihanna are artificially being worked into songs they've never even recorded.
Computers can replicate a singer's voice perfectly, note for note, phrase for phrase. Entire albums can be made without the artist ever stepping into a studio. No session singers, no scheduling conflicts, no contracts. Just a flawless digital facsimile. Costs shrink, output skyrockets, but at what cost to the art? Behind the biggest hits, a web of hidden performances and ethically murky deals already exists, and AI only makes it harder to see. Using someone's voice without consent could exploit their identity. Fans could be misled. Copyright law hasn't caught up. Careers could be disrupted. And while the music may sound perfect, the emotional nuance of human artistry risks being lost. Ghost vocals were once hidden in the studio. Now the ghost may not even be human. And the question then becomes unavoidable. When you press play,
whose voice are you really hearing?